I'm going to start by saying I bought 2 rotisserie chickens and I shredded up just the breast meat. I sprayed a little olive oil in the pan, and over here in this pan I just mixed up a little bit of the calle de pollo, and I've got the pan warming now. I'm going to be using garlic powder, cumin, chili powder, and then salt and pepper. Let's get started with the meat. Should be hot. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my meat in. And I'm going to be using this meat to stuff my Poblano peppers. So I'm going to just go ahead and mix it around. And basically I'm going to just be flavoring it up. It's not just plain chicken. I'm going to add a little bit of the stock. Turn my fire up. Okay, I'm going to start by adding about 6 tablespoons of the chili powder. I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of the garlic. And I'll do 2 tablespoons of the cumin. You guys, I just freestyle, I just season it, cook it up, and then I'm going to taste it and then add whatever I think at that point it needs. I have some salt. Pepper. And then I'm just going to start mixing this in. It's a little dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more of this. By cooking it too, it should shred up a little more by doing this in the cooking process. So you're just going to keep mixing it in and letting it cook down. I'm going to go ahead and probably add all of this. We'll see. Gives it some flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this kind of cook through. Keep stirring it. As you're stirring it, the chicken will shred more and more, and then I'll be back for the next step. Okay guys, so at this point you want to basically just go ahead and grab a piece, make sure you don't burn yourself, and taste it and see if you want to add any more garlic, cumin, pepper, like salt, pepper, whatever it is you want to add. Now would be the time to add it. I like the way this came out, so I'm going to leave it as is. This is what you should come up with. It'll look like that, and that will be our filling for the peppers. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this and put it to the side. What I'm making is the Mexican, like Spanish riced cauliflower. So I'm going to be using 2 of these bags. I got them, I believe, at Costco in the frozen section. So I'm going to use 2 of these. So it's about 8 cups of the riced cauliflower. I chopped up about 1/4 to 1/2 an onion, and then I think about 4 garlic cloves. I chopped up 2 tomatoes, 1 jalapeno. I already measured out the spices, which is going to be cumin, paprika, cayenne pepper, salt and pepper, and I'll list the link to the recipe that I'm going off of. And then it calls for, I believe, just a couple tablespoons of the tomato paste. So I actually found it in a tube so that I won't waste a whole can. And then I'm going to add some cilantro on the top when I'm finished. Guys, let's get started on the Spanish cauliflower rice. I'm going to spray my pan with olive oil, and I'm going to let that heat up for a minute. Okay, it's hot now, so I'm gonna add my onion, my chopped jalapeno, my 2 tomatoes chopped. And I'm gonna go ahead and saute this until the onion is cooked through about 2 minutes. And then we're gonna add our garlic and cauliflower next. I did want to mention that the cauliflower that I bought frozen, so I went ahead and did the microwave instruction, and I cooked it for about 3 minutes each bag in the microwave, and then I'm going to finish it off in the pan here. So I pre-cooked it. Okay, so after you've cooked it for a couple of minutes, you're going to add in your cauliflower rice. And I also have the garlic, minced garlic in here. So you're gonna add your cauliflower rice and your minced garlic and go ahead and mix that up. And you're gonna wanna cook this together for another couple of minutes. Okay guys, so at this point you're gonna go ahead and wanna add your 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste. I already have it measured out in here. And then all of your seasoning. And now I'm going to mix this in. That tomato paste for 2 tablespoons is 2 points, but this is probably a good 8 servings, which then makes it a 0-point dish, by the way. So this will be 0 points per serving. Unless you eat the whole pan, then it'll be 2 points. So now it's getting a little color from the tomato paste. And I just want to make sure all my seasonings are blended in really good. And then at this point, I'm going to wait to put my cilantro on. I'm going to go ahead and just turn this on low and put the lid on. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm going to do, I bought 8 large Poblano peppers. So I have 8 of these. And I'm going to go ahead and start throwing them on the fire so I can get that skin off. So you're going to continue, I'll just kind of show you what's happening here. You want to basically keep going until all of it is black, and then at that point we'll throw it in a Ziploc bag so it can sweat, and it'll make removing that skin a lot easier. While those peppers are cooking, I wanted to show you guys what this looks like. Look at that. Looks amazing. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you really quick. This one is done, and I'm going to throw it in a Ziploc bag. And what you want to do is keep them closed and let the peppers sweat. It'll make it easier for them to peel. And then just keep it going. Okay guys, so now that the Poblano peppers are all roasted, I've had them in the plastic bag. I put 4 in each bag, and I let them steam for about 10 minutes. And now I'm gonna peel off the skin. Let these out. This is how it will look. I'm gonna go ahead and use a paper towel and gently get that skin off. You don't want to be too rough because you can break the pepper. So you guys see how the skin is coming off? And then you're going to want to repeat to all 8 of your peppers. Okay, so once you get to this point and your skin is removed, don't worry about if it's split open because you're actually going to cut it at this point. And I'm going to remove all these veins and seeds on the inside. So you can do it with your hands or grab a spoon and do it with a spoon. So you want to remove all the seeds. Okay guys, 5 hours later, no, I'm just kidding, but it is very time consuming. This is how they're gonna look. And they're nice and clean on the inside. And the next thing that we're going to do is Spanish cauliflower rice that we cooked. I have 2 baking dishes. One's a little bigger than the other. So I'm gonna do 5 peppers in this pan since it's a little bigger. 3 peppers in this, total of 8. Just FYI, I measured out 5 cups of the rice in this side, 3 cups of the rice in this side. So when you're doing a serving and you serve it, you're gonna do 1 pepper and a cup of the rice. Each pepper should end up being a total of 2 points. So here's my chopped cilantro from earlier. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little cilantro on there. Okay, now out my peppers in the pan. By the way, I have the oven preheating. So, go this way with that one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next, we're gonna take the chicken that we cooked earlier and stuff the chicken and the cheese equally into each pepper. 8 ounces of cheese. I'm gonna put 4 ounces to the side to go on top. And the other 4 ounces, I'm gonna divide into 8 and stuff a 1/2 ounce into each pepper. And then at the end, we'll sprinkle a 1/2 ounce on top of each pepper at the end. I'm gonna start by measuring out my cheese. So that's a 1/2 ounce. I think I'm gonna just kind of mix it in so that when I stuff it, it's kind of mixed in there. Go ahead and put this into the first pepper here. And I'm not gonna measure the chicken just because the chicken is 0 points. Okay, 1/2 ounce of cheese. Some chicken, mix it all up. And I'm gonna go ahead and stuff the next one. And then we're just gonna continue to do that on all of the peppers. So I finished stuffing the peppers. They all currently have a 1/2 ounce of cheese. And I didn't measure the meat, but I divided it evenly. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm using the Trader Joe light mozzarella. So now the next step, I have some enchilada sauce and a can of just chili sauce, and I'll show you those in a few minutes. And I just warmed it up on the stovetop. And I'm going to just go ahead and add some of that right on top. One of the connectors, she actually just gave me a recipe for homemade enchilada sauce, but I'm telling you, this was so much work and I have so much going on today that I really wanted to make it, but I just didn't have time. So maybe next time. I'm gonna just keep ladling on the sauce, and I'm going to put these in the oven. So I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes, add my cheese, and then cook it for the last 10 minutes. I just wanted to give you guys a better view of the peppers up close before I stick them in the oven. Okay guys, so these have been in for 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out the rest of the cheese. And like I said, we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce on each one. So I'm gonna continue to do this, put them back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Hey guys, the timer just went off. The cheese is nice and melted. There you have it. And the rice, well, the cauliflower rice, didn't get too crispy, and the juice kind of dripped down into there. So there you have it. Look at this, yummy. That's what you call hard work, blood, sweat, tears in the kitchen. So I've got Spanish style cauliflower rice and a Poblano chili stuffed with chicken and mozzarella with some enchilada sauce.